And we are back again for another short stream. Chilling, chatting, drawing for a little bit. And then later on tonight, we'll switch over, about an hour or so, to the Ace Attorney Trilogy to have a little bit of fun hanging out with you guys and playing a new game that was sent to me by one of our viewers. So, let's go live. What's up, everybody? It's me, Johnny G. Welcome back to the channel and to the stream. I hope everybody's having a good day. It's extremely hot here. I have fans blowing me from every direction. Pause. Not that way. Get your mind out of the gutter. Anyways, yes, I have two fans here, and we got the AC, and I got the ceiling fan over there because it is too freaking hot. But we are trying to stay cool in this hot Sunday and relax a bit. Gothic. I knew it was probably going to happen. I still missed the notification. That's all right. It's all good. You're here, aren't you? That's all that matters. But I hope everybody's having a great weekend so far. We are, like I said, chilling, chatting, hanging out, having a good time for now. We're going to try to keep it short. I want to try and stay no longer than 2 hours if I can. So we're probably not going to be drawing for too long, but I still want to have some time to chat with you guys, have some fun, and hang out for a little while before we switch over to play the game, and we'll go from there. I understand heat's starting to kick up. Oh, absolutely. It is so bad. And I know I've told you and I've told some others before about how, like, once we hit like 70 degrees, that's hot for me. The weather starts to get too hot, and I struggle when it's in the 70s. I prefer the cold weather, but it's one of those things where I am like, roasting. And today I was driving in my car and it was 91 where I was driving, and I'm like, I can't, no, I hate this sucks, I'm dead. And as of right now, hell, I actually don't even know what it is. Let me see if I can find out, because it is bad. Even with the ACs on in the house, it's roasting. And my one air conditioner I have to 3D print a replacement part for, which is working right now, but it won't be ready till like 4 hours from now yet. So let's see. What's our temps outside? If I can see. All right, now it came down to 77. So it's 77. Feels like 76, so whatever that means. But yeah, it's kind of bad. Is the Discord channel ready to go, or is it still in the works? It is actually almost ready. I was working on it this morning, figuring out channel permissions and setting up the role, the main role for everybody, just the generic, typical role that everybody will get when they join, and like the onboarding portion of the Discord. I was in the middle of that, and then I had to leave for a bit, and I didn't get time to go back to it, so I'm hoping that I can finish it up tomorrow. So I might have it ready tomorrow. Like I said, I was working on it this morning with all intents to have it out tonight, and just didn't have enough time. So, but it is very, very close. All the channels are set up, categories are set up, main permissions for each channel is set up, the initial role, it's almost done. I was typing up the rules as well, like the initial rule thing. So, I think there's just a couple more things that I need to do and to double check, and it should be ready to go. So it's going to be kind of generic right now, because I realize that some of the things, unfortunately, like if I want a custom banner and if I want custom icons for everybody, I'm going to have to pay monthly for, which I might do eventually, but just right now, it's just not in the budget. So someday, we'll get there, but still, we're pretty close. We are pretty close, so Discord is almost ready to throw out there for everybody. Finally starting my anniversary drawings for hurricane season, starting with Dennis. His hand is a pain in the ass because of the pose. Uh-oh. Position and pose starts by fanning your toes and placing your left foot right. That is an Ed, Edd n Eddy reference, chat. Anyways, let me see if there's anything else that I wanted to tell you guys about before I get started. Fix my mic a little bit here. Boo-boo-boo-boo-boo. La-boo-boo. Everybody's going nuts for those things right now. little boo-boos. That's not what I wanted to talk about, though. I swear there was a couple things that I wanted to bring up to you guys. I don't know for sure, though, off the top of my head. I'm thinking tomorrow, if we get a chance to go live tomorrow, we're probably going to jump back into Arknights and do the Polyvision event, because we've only got a couple days left on that. So we might go live tomorrow night with that and try to do that if I can. And if I can, then Tuesday or Wednesday, we'll pick up with the Dagenbreaker event and continue from where we left off with the recordings way back when that was out. So I was actually playing a couple of the EX stages today on my OG account this morning. First thing this morning when I woke up, and I had a little bit of fun with it. But yeah, pretty cool. So I'm hoping that we can continue from there. Oh, I don't know if I can exactly talk about it yet, but I can't give some specific details, but I got a surprise email this morning, which was pretty cool. I woke up and I had that I was selected for a role on Casting Call Club. And I'm like, I'm trying to think back. I'm like, my recent auditions, was there anything that I was expecting to be, you know, finished here soon, or anything that I had auditioned for that I was still waiting on news for? And it turned out that something that the project closed a couple weeks back, I hadn't heard anything on it. And again, I don't know if I'm specifically allowed to say what exactly it is, but I got selected for another role that I think is going to be a small comic dub or like small animation type role, like some meme type stuff. I don't know for sure, but I will say that it kind of has to do with Pokemon. That's all the further that I can say without having the go ahead to officially announce it. So I've actually got my third role, my third casting. So I'm very excited about that. Other than that, I think that's about it for now. So we'll jump in here. Like I said, we're going to do a little bit of drawing for now. And then we'll say about an hour at the most. We'll jump into the game. But I won't be drawing for long. I'm going to do a little bit of warm-up type stuff first. And maybe draw something. I'm not diving into the AU or anything just because of lack of time tonight. But we will get started here. So let me get my desktop audio enabled. We will throw on some music. I'm going to turn the music down a little bit because I know the last couple times you guys said about that. Boom, boom, boom. Advanced audio properties. Boom. Okay. Drop down a couple decibels. And then let's switch over. Boom. Alrighty. I want to warm up with nifty. Step. How do I want to draw a Niftums? Let's see here. You know, I don't even know what the music sounds like because I don't even have my headset on. Let's throw that on so I can hear. Ooh. God. Let's get started. Oh, that's another thing, chat. I actually got my first line today, too, for a teaser for the Star Fox project that I announced. that I was cast in. I did get my first script line, so when my vocal booth arrives come Tuesday, I will be recording that as part of my practice. But I think I'm gonna do another Arknights anime dub video. I believe I'm going to be trying to dub a scene, another Mephisto scene, to kind of continue where I left off, but I think I'm gonna dub Mephisto when Faust walks away towards his death. It's probably about 3/4 of the way through season 2 through Perish and Frost. So yeah, I think that's gonna be a little bit of test too for my vocal booth. Let's see here. Let's fix some of that up. Why did you go wonky on me, Line?
Why, oh why, Line? Why do you do this to me? I don't like you doing that. How about we rotate? Use your tools to your advantage, dumb sir. Or otherwise, you will require a pickle.
Maybe. Oh god. I sent a work in progress of Dennis to you. If you want to show it, go ahead. If not, it's okay. I'll show it here after I get a little bit further in here. We could do that. Oh god, the little lunatic. Nifty. I love Nifty. Nifty, as much as I like to quote and talk about Angel Dust and some of that, Nifty was my favorite character. Still is. My absolute favorite. And I have plans to do a cosplay relating to the final episode of Has Been Season 1. It has Nifty involved. I'm not cosplaying Nifty. It's not that. But she's going to be involved with the cosplay in a way. I'm going to have to make a mini Nifty for it. So possibly, if I could figure it out, animatronic, which would be amazing. But also stabilized on a hand for Dennis. I will give warning though before y'all bring it up. Averons usually have 4 fingers instead of 5, and due to the posing, it shows 3 fingers. Nothing wrong with that. This is what it is. If anything, the whole 4 finger, 3 finger, that kind of stuff, I'm kind of used to that from like other cartoons and stuff. So like that isn't gonna bother me. I'm used to seeing that. I have 2 characters for the anniversary right off the bat. Dennis, July 4th, and Emily, July 11th. Cool. That's pretty neat. That's awesome. Ah! What are we doing? I did. I pulled in white color. I pulled in the white color. All right, now let's try and rotate it a little bit more. There we go. I'm gonna have to try and find a new channel for the music. Oops, didn't mean to invert it. Did not mean to flip it. Just because the playlists on this channel, they're good for non-copyright, but it just seems like they reuse the same music too much. We'll work on finding that. Guess who's back again? Ah! What's up, my friend? Welcome back. How do I want to do this? How do I want to do Niftums? By the way, I will mention, hold on, wait a second. I checked my stuff tonight. I didn't check the training center. La Pluma was skill 2 last I was in there. Or no. Skill 2 yesterday. She should be, I was working on skill 3. So, or not skill 2, skill 3, whatever. Skill 1. She was M2 yesterday, and when I did my dailies yesterday, I set her for M3, so she was still in training. Should be close to finishing, if not done. I just haven't checked. So, La Pluma is skill 1, is almost 3rd mastery. So, I was getting jumbled on how I wanted to say that. My brain was not working. My brain has not been working very well today, chat. It's the heat. Mainly mentioned the hand, because I know AI likes to royally fuck up the hand, so I wanted to make clear it was intentional. Oh, I know you, Gothic. I know you're not AI, and if anybody would try to complain or try to say that, I will defend you religiously on that, so to speak, because I know you will not use the AI stuff, so you're good. Yeah, thank you. No problem. That's actually fun. I get to work on another character, and that's something I've been in the process of. So you gave me a nice little mission to work on another operator that I can use in the back pocket. I'd like to possibly start a series where I start trying certain operators on stages that they could easily or should easily solo. And just to kind of try experimenting and learning ones that I don't know and that I haven't used before. So this might be the perfect opportunity to start working on that. Leveling up my operators, trying to get them to Elite 2, skill mastery up and stuff like that, and just start playing around with it and make a small video series. That might be fun. Fun little project, but... I've actually been doing a thing. The last couple of days where every time I log in, I do my dailies. I'm trying to make the what's it called? When I go through the daily, the missions that recur every single day, and I try to get down to the bottom to make sure that I at least get the token for the certificate or whatever it is to do the autocomplete for the Annihilation missions. Every day I get down to that, I usually need to do one final thing, which is usually I'll pick out like to level up an operator. As long as you do that, it'll go good. So the past couple of days, I've been making sure that I go into like my 6 stars or 5 stars and picking somebody that's just at level 1 that I haven't touched, and I'm maxing out their first thing and getting them ready to promote to Elite 1. So that's a little bit of a start of something I've been working on to continue to build up. I love to draw, but one thing, the eyes, I just cannot make them relay the emotions. Hey, you know what? That's one of those things where it's cool that you love to draw. And when it comes down to it, it's just practice. It's a lot of practice and things like that. When it comes to eyes and things, one of the things that I hate the most is hands and feet. Hands and feet are terrible for me. Even shoes and trying to do direction and how to point them and all that. I suck at those kind of things. And sometimes it just takes looking at some references to get it. Other times it just doesn't work for me. They're gonna look bad no matter what. And like, for example, like I've been doing warm-ups, and here's just a few of my little warm-up doodles, and I mean, they're not the greatest. I got Mega Man, I got Opianus, Meowskull, Star Fox, and the little Sprite, or Squeeb, as I call them, from Fortnite. And I've got other characters and stuff that I've drawn and whatnot that, I mean, they're not the greatest, but I still love to draw. I still love to have fun and do this. But yeah, when it comes down to anything that you're having trouble with, it's just practice. Sometimes it takes a long time of practice, being honest. There's still things I'm learning. And when I started doing these little drawing streams and stuff, it's just kind of a case of I'm relearning what I quit years ago. I stopped drawing regularly in around the time when I started in college, which was 2010, 2011. And I pretty much lost all my skills in a sense. Like it's not muscle memory or anything like that for me anymore. Things that I used to know, that I used to be able to whip out a drawing, even if it wasn't the greatest, I'd be able to sit down and draw something, have it done within an hour or so. I can't do that anymore. So I'm kind of in the process of relearning it and just practicing and getting myself repetition. So, I mean, that's my best advice is anything like that, just keep working on it. Find references, good references, things that you like, and see if you can copy it. Here and there, replicate it. Do it over and over again. I don't know. I don't know the best way to say otherwise, but, you know. Great to see that. You're coming back to draw once again. Absolutely. It's something that I missed for a long time. And I started doing, you know, Arknights characters and stuff here. But, drawing was something I was passionate about for a long time, and I just kind of fell out of it. And with wanting to open up a game design studio someday, I need to learn. I need to get back into it. I need to start doing character designs and coming up with ideas and things. So best way I can do that, get back into drawing. So that's what we're at. And having fun in the process. A little bit at least. Plus, this is something up completely new to me, is digital art. So doing the digital art is something that I never did before starting doing these streams. So just woke up but need to have my breakfast. All right, enjoy your breakfast. Okay, let's increase our brush size here. Let's go with a 15. Can I fill this in? Oh yeah, we can fill this in better. Wait, here's my reference. I'm looking up to the screen. Here's my reference.
Oh yeah, egg 'em. Egg 'em.
Ooh, it's a little different of a song, I think. I don't remember hearing this one before. Oops. Oh, we're good. Okay, let's drop this back down to 5. And let's see something here. Oh, it just goes around the outside. Okay. Ooh, I like this one. Okay. I'm gonna pop my boba open, chat. I got a boba tea, strawberry rosé, herbal tea, caffeine free. Yay! Doesn't want to come off of the thingy. What are you doing? There we go. We get this straw open. Me casually questioning what I was doing with some blue fabrics I did for Averon weapons in my last presentation card. I don't know. What were you doing? Aha! Oh no. Don't get out there. Ooh. Did I pee myself? No, I didn't. I thought I dripped on me. I was gonna say, did I pee myself? Ooh, yummy. Actually tried boba before. Personally, couldn't stand the texture of the bubbles. Oh, okay. What kind did you have? Did you have the popping boba or did you have the chewy kind? I haven't tried the chewy kind. And I know you make those with like you can make them with like brown sugar and like tapioca starch and stuff like that. What I have here and what I've tried so far has just been the popping kind, which is pretty good. But I can definitely see it's not something, you know, texture wise, regardless of what kind that everybody would like. So I get it. I like it. It's different, but chewy kind? Okay. This one's popping. It gets in there. Pop. It's very, very interesting. Lightly flavored bubbles that pop when you bite them. These ones are a little bit smaller than what I'm used to, though. I'm used to bigger popping bubbles. I don't really know because it was at a local mall. That's all good. I'd like to try from an actual boba shop. I've only ever gotten like these from the grocery store. And I've gotten a couple like canned things before and stuff that I used to get in the mail that, oh man. Canned stuff that had the popping stuff in it, whatever. But I don't have any cool boba places or anything around me, so I'm stuck with what I have. Oh no, it was the popping kind because it popped when you chewed down. Oh, okay, okay. I get it. So then I understand that. I get what you're talking about. To me, I don't know. Like I said, I kind of want to try the chewy kind to see what that's like in comparison. I have a feeling I'm going to like that better. I don't know. I like the feeling of these, the popping boba, but I don't know. Excuse me. It's something I'll just have to try it the other way and see. But 7 a.m. I'm late to stream by 30 minutes. Heck, well, what we drawing? I'm just doodling Nifty from Has-Been Hotel right now. Just something quick for a little drawing. Not jumping into continuing anything I was before, but nothing too crazy. Welcome in, though, by the way. Did you have fun with me teasing you with tequila yesterday? That was a fun little conversation there. That's a little too... What are we doing? A little too thin on the draw there. Don't know what Has-Been Hotel is, but cool. That's all right. It's just thinking an adult cartoon. You know, if you ever want to Google it, go ahead. But it is an adult cartoon, kind of in the similar vein. If you would think of something like a The Simpsons, Family Guy, you know, South Park, that kind of stuff that's meant for adults. It's animated and whatnot. This is a little more vulgar. And it's kind of like a pun on like heaven and hell, stuff like that. But it's really fun. It's kind of a musical in a way. It's a lot of musical stuff, but it's ridiculously funny. I can't get over it. My wife and I got into it, and it's been an addiction since, to say the least. It's on the original pilot of it was an animated short. Well, not short, but it was on YouTube. It was a pilot for the series on YouTube that eventually now the full like season 1 of it is on Amazon Prime Video. So they picked up the series, and the creator has made it, and the spin-off series that's on YouTube, Hell of a Boss, which is pretty cool too. But little demons and creatures and things of the night. Potato. Yeah, we're good. Good. We're looking okay for this side. I wonder if I should do it here too. Yeah, let's do it there. A little bit of a design. There we go. Okay. Now. I watched most of it, but a lot of people say it's shit though. There's too many people that just, they gotta knock every little thing. Creator I heard is no good. Nah. Viv isn't bad at all. She's one of those things where a lot of her stuff, if you actually listen to her talk and see some of her interviews and stuff, she seems like a really down to earth and a cool person. She just gets wrapped up in so many stupid controversies because just like anything with any fandom or anything that goes on, people are going to attack it. People are going to go after it for whatever reason possible. And any little thing that somebody says that could be taken the wrong way or whatever, they're going to do it. I personally don't have a problem with her. I haven't seen anything or heard anything wrong that I don't dislike. She's a very inclusive person, a very down to earth person from what I've seen and heard. But that's just my opinion. Everybody's entitled to their own. And as far as people saying that it's shit, to each their own. To each their own opinion. Whatever. If anybody doesn't like it, that's cool. I ain't gonna tell you to like something or dislike it. Whatever. It's up to you. You know? Just like judging a person. If you don't like the creator, cool. Whatever. I don't care. That's not up to me. That's your decisions. You know? But I think she's a good person. I like what she's done. I like what she's created. And as far as the series goes, I love it. I love the character designs. I love the concept. I love the story. It's just something unique and something different. And the fact that she was inspired by a lot of those things. So when it comes to, you know, like Seth MacFarlane and the creators of South Park and stuff like that were her big inspirations, you know, it's cool to see that. Those kind of things, it's the things I grew up on. So having another kind of a series that's in that same vein is cool. But I'm also not a person who really enjoys musicals either. So that is actually saying something too about what this series does for me. I don't like musicals. I will not sit down and watch a musical movie. I don't like anything like that. But sit and put me down in front of Has Been Hotel or Hell of a Boss, I will sit and sing you those songs from point A to point B, no problem. I'm addicted to them, whatever, you know. I enjoy that. But it's the comedy aspect, the vulgarity and stuff like that that I like too. So, to each their own, you know. I can't wait for season 2, personally. I can't wait for season 2 and more Hell of a Boss. Meh, I don't like how that came out.
We're gonna fix that.
On a fun note, chat, I am kind of excited for tomorrow, I think it is. The Steam client releases for Blue Archive, which is also under the same banner as, what's it called? Yostar, I think, publishing it. So I'm curious to see how that goes tomorrow. And if the Steam client runs well, we might be in for an extra special treat when the Arknights PC client hits. So it's been since 2023 that I drew a hurricane, so it's probably not going to look as good. Excuse me. Hey, it'll probably look fine. Just trust in yourself. That was something people spoke on too. They're so vulgar, man. But again, these are the same people that will watch something like South Park, you know. And they're gonna not complain about South Park swearing so much, but oh my god, they said fuck 4 times in Hesman Hotel. Oh my god, they said some sexual stuff in Hesman Hotel. But yet it's okay for other shows and stuff to have done it before in the past. It's okay for Family Guy to have made explicitly sexual jokes and not get kicked off of the air and stuff like that. You know, it is what it is. Like, you just gotta take stuff with a grain of salt, and you gotta think people just love to complain. That's my thing, is whatever. I try to stay out of that stuff because I just don't want involved in drama, you know? Personally, if that's the case, then I'm also gonna end up fucked because my characters in my acting swear a lot, albeit some words I have under the ban hammer because either religious issue or just my mom doesn't want it. That makes sense. That makes sense. Completely understand that. Personally, I just find it fine. I don't really care. See, it is what it is, you know? It is what it is. The biggest thing that I like here, though, is the fact that we can have a nice conversation about it, you know, whether we agree or not, and move on. Most people can't do that, especially on the internet. You watch people on the internet, they will have a conversation, and it's not a conversation, it's an argument. It's attack each other because only my side is right, only my side is right, only your side can be flawed and this and that, but my opinion's the best. No. That's one thing that I enjoy about our community here is we can all have a nice conversation and move forward from it. We don't bash or attack each other for the things that we like or dislike, and whatever comes from it, okay, you know? But we can still all remain friends, we can still all remain cool and move forward. We all have different interests, and that's, you know, one thing. Everybody's allowed to. And that's something that the world needs to understand, especially the world of the internet. It's just a very stupid and petty place sometimes. Darn it. We are going to rotate again. Rotato chip. Meh, I don't like that. The other side came out great. Not this one. I will admit this, the designs I kind of like. I see the issues way too much red, but I like the hairstyles. They look cool. Especially Vaggie and Charlie's hairstyles. Vaggie's cool mothy hair and Charlie's bubble braid is cute. I can get that. I see that. I think that was one thing that's been brought up a couple times now. There is an extreme ton of red, which I get for the hell side of things, you know? That's the common consensus of what the general depiction or whatever of hell is, so much red and whatnot, so I can see and I can get that. But, you know, there could be Could still use some vibrancy considering the characters, so, you know. I actually finally got my Demon Charlie Meow plushie from Plush Shop the other day, so I'm excited. I got that, and she's so soft and snuggly. I've got Nifty, Angel Dust, Charlie, Demon Charlie. Wifey has Vox and Alistair. Nifty, Angel. Oh, and then from Hell of a Boss, I have Luna, Beelzebub, and Octavia. So the characters blend into the background too much sometimes. Ahem, Alistair. Well, he kind of needs to, because, you know, he's got the whole shadow thing going on. So that one I can excuse, but... And I just spit all over my drawing monitor. Damn it, I'm a pig. Him I'll excuse, but, you know, some of the other ones, I do get where you're coming from, for sure. See, where are we at time-wise? We're almost an hour in. Yeah, but not in his normal form, damn it. Listen, I get where you're coming from. Oh, she's asleep anyways. I was gonna say, you could argue that one with my wife, though, all you want. She has her thing for Alistair, but, you know. That one, I will... It is what it is. I get what you're saying, so... But she's asleep anyway, so she can't hear. We'll just... be good. We don't have to worry about her. Okay. Alrighty, Niftums. Let's add a little bit of extra outline to your mouth here. And we'll be done with you, and then we'll start playing a little bit here. Like I said, when it comes to the show, Nifty is my #1 favorite. Angel Dust is very close up there. Which I have a little Angel Dust wall scroll I gotta show you guys that my wife gave me, so pretty cool. And I will still show your drawing too, Gothic, but we'll show that before I switch over to my game. But yeah, Nifty and Angel Dust. I like a lot of the characters, but those two are my favorites. And then Hell of a Boss, I adore Luna. Octavia, I adore. Beelzebub, I adore. I have a fun love to impersonate Moxie on occasion. I like a lot of the characters. There we go. I like that. What the hell? I did that. Why was the opacity down on that layer? It shouldn't have been. That's weird. I don't know. Strange. Okay. Yeah, where'd we go? What are we doing here? What happened? Where'd my stuff go? There it is. No idea what that did, but alright. Cool. Oh, I need to add an eyebrow for her. An eyebrow, and I can add her little neck handkerchief thing. How is that? It's not too wide, so you could probably get away with a... Chirpy birdies. I have birds on my thing. What the fuck? Yeah, I just lost a lot of my stuff on screen here. Yeah, have fun with that, buddy. You and your fake ass bullshit. Whatever. I love these fake ass spam things that clearly have no fucking clue what they're doing or think that they're funny. Let's go into chat and spam stuff that... because we're garbage and we don't know what we're doing. We don't have a life. Very cute, buddy, but guess what? You can't win against me. I will say this much, if I'm doing good enough that I get messages like that and somebody actually is taking the time or has a fake account enough that they will take the time to go into my profile and post things like that and say things, I think I'm doing well enough for myself. I used to only see that kind of stuff on bigger YouTube channels and stuff like that. That is kind of crazy. Honestly thought they only did that in comment sections. Yeah, exactly. I used to only ever see that kind of stuff in comment sections. That's funny. And what's funny, if I'm not mistaken too, that name that they're using is completely fake, because I think that is one of the... And don't get me wrong, because this is just speculation, but I think they were using the name of one of the Saudi crown princes or something, because I'm pretty sure I've heard that name announced during like boxing matches and stuff that have taken place during Riyadh season and stuff in Saudi Arabia. So yeah, that's pretty crazy. What? It might have been about Viv. No, it wasn't. Gothic, those kind of people do that stuff. It's a spam tactic. They do it, it used to be real big for huge YouTubers that they would go into the comment sections of big names like guys like Markiplier and PewDiePie and Jacksepticeye and people that were huge, even Mr. Beast and stuff like that have some of the biggest followings, and they'd go in and spam comment that because it looks like engagement for them and for stuff. And sometimes they'll sneak in a link or something on occasion, and if you click on it, it takes you to spam stuff and they try to hijack your stuff. They think they're cute. It's garbage. Like 7 AM said, it used to just be a comment section thing. Every once in a while they try to do it in live streams and stuff. They think they're funny. It's dumb. It's not gonna get them anywhere with somebody like me. I mean, come on. You're gonna try petty garbage tactics with an IT guy? Good luck with that. I'm not gonna fall for it, buddy. Maybe don't hide behind your fake name there. Show us your real name. Unless you're scared. If you're still watching. Because, you know, YouTube's too dumb to allow us to actually block people. You can only hide the user from their channel. So they're probably still spamming it, trying to, and not getting anywhere with it. But don't be afraid to show your real name. Show your real self. Unless you're scared. Just saying. But you won't. Because you think you're cute. But you're not. I love sad existence people like that. They're the same as the ones that sit in these call centers and call elderly with fake messages pretending that they're a grandchild or something that's sick or hurt or in jail. They're going to go to prison and they need help, and they scam elderly and stuff like that. Or they literally sit and scam call people and try to get people to pick up and give them credit card information and things just to steal their money. That's all that is. All right. Let me darken in my eyebrow here, and then I'm done with drawing for tonight, because I'm kind of going over my drawing time. That's funny, though. It's the first time that's ever happened on my channel. I've never even had that in the YouTube comments. I mean, they're the UTTP bots. They're known to be horrible people, but at this point, they're not even the same original UTT people who were horrible. Some of those were exposed and arrested. That is true. That is very true. I kind of forgot about that. There was a big raid on them a while back. That's a good point. Yeah, that's clout chasing. People trying to hold on to the name, trying to thrive off of something that isn't theirs and that will never be theirs, and they weren't good enough to be the original, so whatever. Oh well. But I am big enough that they decided to attack me. What's that say, chat? What's that say? All right, let's go full screen here. I'm done with drawing for now. Make sure I have this saved, and then we'll close it out. Let me pull up my Discord so we can show Gothic's drawing. Funny. Hi, Nakey Lappy. Exactly. At least you made it big enough for the bots to show up in here. You gotta look at it in the positive, you know? You gotta look at it in the positive. Okay. All right. Let me switch over here, Gothic. I just pulled up your drawing. Maybe. Display capture. Window capture. Discord. That it? Are you still there? Ooh. I like the hair down approach. I like the hairstyle. Bow and arrow is pretty cool. The 3-finger thing does look pretty cool. I like that. Very neat. Very cool idea. Artist of the reference I'm using is Greylancer 18. Digital artist who also humanized hurricanes between 2018 to 2023. So this on the left, that was their drawing originally. That's pretty cool. Actually has a ponytail. Okay. Yeah, but he does have a thumb. Anyways, nice. That's really cool. I like it. As I say and chew my boba. And almost choke on one. Holy shit. I'm dying. Basically, the line art of the dude's done. Awesome. Well, we'll have to see it when it's colored then, too. You do good line art, too. Very good line art. I like it. Is this just like, is this the whole picture? I mean, I know you have the reference here, but are you expanding it a little bit? Or is it, like I said, is it just what you have here, that's going to be the whole picture when it's done? Basically, line art of the dude. Okay, to the left, you can see a bit of it. Okay. All right, we're gonna go back full screen here. All right, let's kick off. Yes, there's more. I intentionally screenshotted some of it. Okay, I figured as much. I just wanted to ask. Next to his ear and fluff collar. Fluffy. Ow. Seriously. All right. Now, one moment, chat, because I'm going to disconnect my drawing monitor here, and it might make my screens go wonky. I don't know for sure, but I'm going to disconnect that so that I have a little bit more, you know, space here on my desk. So here we go. Okay. All right. I think we're okay. I know we had a little lag there for a second, but I think we're all right. Let me make sure the mic is still picking up over here on my TV. Yep, seems to be. Okay. Turn that back up. Awesome. Gio was active between 2018 to 2023, as his last drawing was in February. I still miss him. I know you do. I understand. We've talked about that before. I completely understand. Ugh. My neck is a little rough right now from shaving. Okay. Saving content. All right, hold on. I'm going to try to get this game loaded up here. Let's see if it gives me graphics options here. Yes, it does. There we go. And we want full screen. Okay. What? Where are you going? There we go. Okay. Let's re-enable our desktop audio and let's switch over here. Whoops. We don't need our scoreboard. Every time I click out. That's weird. You know what? I wonder if we do it this way, if it would be a little better. There we go. That's probably a little better. That's my Arknights stream setup, but that works. Kind of nice to be back to my stormy roots. That's all good. It's nice to see your drawings and to see your work as you go. I have a random question, but do you just generally forget to include the Blue Sky link in your descriptions always? You know, I keep forgetting to update that because I have a thing set up in YouTube Studio, so anytime I create a new, you know, video or stream or whatever, it automatically populates that section for me. And like I've been meaning to remove the Peely TikTok because I only have one video on it. Until I start adding more to that TikTok, I'm not going to, you know, post a lot there and whatnot. So I keep meaning to remove that from my list, and I keep meaning to put Blue Sky in. I just keep forgetting to. So I'm gonna have to. I'll have to do that. Just a random thought I had for a while. Yeah, that's a good call though. I need to put my Blue Sky link in there. I haven't done that in excuse me. I haven't done that yet. I need to update like my banners and stuff too, because a lot of my banners on socials and stuff and on YouTube don't show the Blue Sky logo. And I think YouTube has an option where I can add it to the thing. And yeah, because I have all my other links added, but I didn't add that in. Oh, just for future reference, because of the fact that I said I would show this, but I forgot to. Gothic, you would get it, but my wife gave me this angel dust. So yeah. I have a little angel dust mini wall scroll. Used to draw the Averons all the time. Averons. Oh, wait, I might have misread that. I lost my little cap. I gotta put that on. Now we'll switch back over to the game. Stream Arknights. There we go. All right, we'll get started on this.
Oh, my fat ass almost fell over.
Bacon. Ooh. Chat, I got a fun question for you guys. Has anybody ever has anybody ever went and looked at something in passing? Like you were just looking around the room, or like you were looking for something and your eyes caught something as you were looking past, right? You read it, whatever. Avrion. Okay. All right. I'll remember that. I'm sorry. Mama, I'm not reading. It's all good. Have you ever basically read something wrong and had to do a double take when you looked past whatever that was? You read it quickly, but you had to do a double take because you're like, wait, what did I read that right? And sometimes whatever you thought it was made you laugh because it completely wasn't what was written on whatever object or whatever you looked at. You saw it differently than what it actually is, but it made you laugh because you thought, you know, something completely wrong, maybe funny, maybe inappropriate, whatever the case is. I had a moment tonight where I was sitting on the couch with my wife and I was trying to clean up a little bit of stuff because I had two things sitting there. One was from my birthday that had some snacks and stuff that my family had bought for me, kind of made like a little care package bag. And one was from Father's Day, had some candies and stuff like that in it. Now I'm going to show you one of the things I was given was a bag of high chews here. And in the top left, it says immensely juicy, intensely chewy candy, right? I forget what I was looking for, but I looked past this in a flash. My mind did not see the immensely or intensely. I saw the juicy, chewy candy, but I did not read it as juicy, chewy candy. I read it as juicy femboy booty. My mind was on nothing, I promise you. But I read this as juicy femboy booty. Where that came from, I don't know. I laughed so hard, my wife is like, why are you laughing? I'm like, because I read this horribly wrong. It is not what the bag said. I don't know. I just don't know. But there's that. That happened tonight. Juicy femboy booty. I'm sorry. I just had to tell that story because that was one of the most random things that has happened in a while. Moving on and pretending that that didn't happen. All right. I'm assuming his mind is thinking of tequila at the moment. Maybe my mind. And if it was, it wasn't intentional. But I did not think of anything purposely. But we just got to remember that. Juicy femboy booty. I swear I'm straight, chat. I promise you. I'm married and have 2 children. Anyways, moving on. So we are starting the Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Trilogy, and the reason is, number one, it's a game that I have started the original multiple times and have never finished it. And this was actually gifted to me by friends of the channel, Chloe Novastar, or Musy, and Lucky. They had sent me this for my birthday. So I promised that we would start streaming it and play it for them. So we're going to do that. And we're going to start a brand new game here. I'm glad I was able to give you guys a little funny story there for tonight. But let's go ahead and start a new game with the original here. Episode 1, the first turnabout. Oh, man. I never even played this on the original thing, like, when it first came out. I emulated it. Bloody statue. Oh, she did. Damn it. Why me? I've got to find someone to pin this on. Someone like him. I'll make it look like he did it. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if he did think he read that wrong because he was commenting some questionable things today. He was down bad today. Hey now. Hey now. Just for tequila. Anyways. Come on. That was funny. That was funny. That was a good conversation we had. August 3rd, 9:47 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 2. Boy, am I nervous. Right. Damn. Oh, hiya, Chief. Phew. I'm glad I made it on time. Well, I have to say, Phoenix, I'm impressed. Not everyone takes on a murder trial right off the bat like this. It says a lot about you, and your client as well. Thanks. Actually, it's because I owe him a favor. A favor? Do you mean you knew the defendant before this case? Yes. Actually, I kind of owe my current job to him. He's one of the reasons I became an attorney. Well, that's news to me. Now, in real life, that wouldn't really work well because wouldn't that be considered a conflict of interest? You know? But is what it is. All right, I gotta finish this boba off before we continue. 1 second. Down bad. I love how you called me out for that. Anyways. I want to help him out any way I can. I just really want to help him. I owe him that much. It's over! My life, everything, it's all over! Is that your client screaming over there? Yeah, it's him. Death! Despair! Oh! I'm gonna do it! I'm gonna die! It sounds like he wants to die. Yeah. Nick! Hey there, Larry. Dude, I'm so guilty. Tell them I'm guilty. Give me the death sentence. I ain't afraid to die. What? What's wrong, Larry? Oh, it's all over. I'm finished. I can't live in a world without her. I can't. Who took her away from me, Nick? Who did this? Oh, Nick, you gotta tell me who took my baby away. The person responsible for your girlfriend's death? The newspapers say it was you. But it's not. We know that much. My name is Phoenix Wright. Here's the story. My first case is a fairly simple one. Oh, she did. Blood. A young woman was killed in her apartment. The guy they arrested was the unlucky sap dating her. Larry Butts. My best friend since grade school. Our school had a saying, when something smells, it's usually the butts. In the 23 years I've known him, it's usually been true. He has a knack for getting himself in trouble. One thing I could say, though, it's usually not his fault. He just has terrible luck. But I know better than anyone that he's a good guy at heart. That and I owe him one, which is why I took the case to clear his name. And that's just what I'm going to do. August 3rd, 10 a.m., District Court. Courtroom number 2. Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Larry Butts. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The, defense is ready, Your Honor. Ahem. Mr. Wright? This is your first trial, is it not? Yes, Your Honor. I'm, a little nervous. Your conduct during this trial will decide the fate of your client. Murder is a serious charge. For your client's sake, I hope you can control your nerves. Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Wright, given the circumstances, I think we should have a test to ascertain your readiness. Yes, Your Honor. Hands shaking, eyesight fading. The test will consist of a few simple questions. Answer them clearly and concisely. Please state the name of the defendant in this case. Larry Butts. The defendant? Well, that's Larry Butts, Your Honor. Correct. Just keep your wits about you and you'll do fine. Next question. This is a murder trial. Tell me, what's the victim's name? Phew, I know this one. Excuse me. Glad I read the case report cover to cover so many times. It's... wait. Uh-oh. No way! I forgot! I'm drawing a total blank here. Phoenix, are you absolutely sure you're up to this? You don't even know the victim's name? Oh, the victim. Of course. I know the victim's name. I, just forgot. Temporarily. I think I feel a migraine coming on. Look, the victim's name is listed in the court record. Just press tab to check it at any time, okay? Remember to check it often. Do it for me, please. I'm begging you. Cindy's autopsy report. Time of death, 7:31, 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. Cause of death, blood loss. Mr. Wright, who is the victim in this case? Cinder Block. Cindy Stone. The victim's name is Cindy Stone. Correct. Now tell me, what was the cause of death? She died because she was hit with a blunt object. She was struck once by a blunt object. Correct. You've answered all my questions. I see no reason why we shouldn't proceed. You seem much more relaxed, Mr. Wright. Good for you. Thank you, Your Honor. Because I don't feel relaxed, that's for sure. Well then, first, question for the prosecution. Mr. Payne. Yes, Your Honor. As Mr. Wright just told us, the victim was struck with a blunt object. Would you explain to the court just what that object was? The murder weapon was the statue of the thinker. It was found lying on the floor next to the victim. I see. The court accepts it into evidence. Statue added to the court record. A statue in the shape of the thinker. It's rather heavy. Right. Be sure to pay attention to any evidence added during the trial. That evidence is the only ammunition you have in court. Use tab to check the court record frequently. In our profiles... Winston. His name is Winston. I never knew that. prosecutor for this case. Lacks presence, generally bad at getting his points across. Whoops. Completely escaped out of this. Yeah. Mr. Payne, the prosecution may call its first witness.
The prosecution calls the defendant, Mr. Butts, to the stand. Chief, what do I do now? Pay attention. You don't want to miss any information that might help your client's case. You'll get your chance to respond to the prosecution later, so be ready. Let's just hope he doesn't say anything unfortunate. Uh-oh, Larry gets excited easily. This could be bad. Ahem. Mr. Butts, is it not true that the victim had recently dumped you? Hey, watch it, buddy! We were great together! We were Romeo and Juliet, Cleopatra and Mark Antony! Didn't they all die? I wasn't dumped. She just wasn't taking my phone calls or seeing me. Ever. What's it to you anyway? Mr. Butts, what you describe is generally what we mean by dumped. In fact, she had completely abandoned you and was seeing other men. She had just returned from overseas with one of them the day before the murder. What do you mean, one of them? Lies, all of it, lies! I don't believe a word of it. Your Honor, the victim's passport. According to this, she was in Paris until the day before she died. Victim apparently arrived home from Paris on July 30th, the day before the murder.
Indeed. She appears to have returned the day before the murder.
Dude, no way! The victim was a model, did not have a large income. It appears that she had several sugar daddies. Daddies? Sugar? Yes, older men who gave her money and gifts. She took their money and used it to support her lifestyle. Dude, you can clearly see what kind of woman this Miss Stone was. Tell me, Mr. Butts, what do you think of her now? Right. I don't think you want him to answer that question. Yeah, Larry has a way of running his mouth in all the wrong directions. Should I stop him from answering? My client had no idea the victim was seeing other men. That question is irrelevant to the case. Oof! Dude, Nick, what do you mean irrelevant? That cheating she-dog! I'm gonna die, I'm just gonna drop dead! Yeah, and when I meet her in the afterlife, I'm going to get to the bottom of this!
That really doesn't sound good for you, buddy. Let's continue with the trial, shall we?
I believe the accused motive is clear to everyone.
Yes, quite.
Oh boy, this is so not looking good. Next question. You went to the victim's apartment on the day of the murder, did you not? Well, did you or did you not? Well, maybe I did and maybe I didn't. Uh-oh, he went. What do I do?
Have him answer honestly.
I know. I'll send him a signal. Tell the truth. Yeah, I was there. I went.
Order. Well, Mr. Butts.
Dude, chill. She wasn't home, man, so, I didn't see her. Your Honor, the defendant is lying.
Lying?
The prosecution would like to call a witness who can prove Mr. Butts is lying.
Well, that simplifies matters. Who's your witness?
The man who found the victim's body, just before making the gruesome discovery. He saw the defendant fleeing the scene of the crime.
Order! Order in the court! Mr. Payne, the prosecution may call its witness.
Yes, Your Honor. This is bad. On the day of the murder, my witness was selling newspapers at the victim's building. Please bring Mr. Frank Sawit to the stand.
This guy's such a slimeball. I remember this case.
Mr. Sawit, you sell newspaper subscriptions, is this correct? Oh, yes. Newspapers, yes.
Mr. Sawit, you may proceed with your testimony. Please tell the court what you saw on the day of the murder.
Now we have to pay attention. Witness's account. I was going door to door selling subscriptions when I saw a man fleeing an apartment.
I thought he must be in a hurry because he left the door half open behind him. Thinking it strange, I looked inside the apartment. Then I saw her lying there, a woman, not moving, dead. I quailed in fright and found myself unable to go inside. I thought to call the police immediately. However, the phone in her apartment wasn't working. I went to a nearby park and found a public phone. I remember the time exactly. It was 1 p.m. The man who ran was, without a doubt, the defendant sitting right over there. Okay, so there's a couple things wrong with this statement, if I remember right. Larry, why didn't you tell the truth? I can't defend you against a testimony like that. Incidentally, why wasn't the phone in the victim's apartment working? Your Honor, at the time of the murder, there was a blackout in the building. Aren't phones supposed to work during a blackout? Yes, Your Honor. However, some cordless phones do not function normally. The phone that Mr. Sawat used was one of those. Your Honor, I have a record of the blackout for your perusal. Blackout record added to the court record. Now see, there's one thing already. Blackout record. Electricity to Miss Stone's building was out from noon to 6 p.m. on the day of the crime. The guy said it was something around 1 o'clock, which would quote-unquote fall during the blackout time. But how would he have seen the time? I think that's something that comes up in this, if I remember right. Now, Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. You may begin your cross-examination. Cross-examination, Your Honor? All right, Wright. This is it. The real deal. What exactly am I supposed to do? Why, you exposed the lies in the testimony the witness just gave. Lies? What? He was lying? Your client is innocent, right? Then that witness must have lied in his testimony. Or is it your client is really guilty? How do I prove he's not? You hold the key. It's in the evidence. Compare the witness's testimony to the evidence at hand. There's bound to be a contradiction in there. First, find contradictions between the court record and the witness's testimony. Then, once you've found the contradicting evidence, present it and rub it in the witness's face. Okay. Open the court record with tab, then point out the contradictions in the testimony. Yeah, there's something with the time. The statue is a clock, if I remember right. There's a couple weird things with this one. It's kind of easy, but... When I saw a man fleeing an apartment. Okay. I thought he must be in a hurry because he left the door half open behind him. Thinking it strange, I looked inside the apartment. Then I saw her lying there, a woman not moving, dead. I quailed in fright, found myself unable to go inside. I thought to call the police immediately. However, the phone in her apartment wasn't working. Wait. We can press him for more information. That's one thing. So, let me start from the beginning. Isn't a man... Okay, I find it odd you wouldn't take notice of him. He just seems strange to me, that's all. Like he was mad and yet frightened at the same time. Just like a criminal fleeing the scene of a crime. The defense requests that the witness refrain from conjecture. Of course. What the witness means is that the man he saw looked suspicious. So what happened next? Okay. I thought he must be in a hurry because he left the door half open behind him. Okay. Looked into the apartment. What gave you the idea to do that? Well, the door was half open, you see. Isn't it only human to want to peek? We climb mountains because they are there. It's the same thing. True words have never been spoken. Anyone would look inside. Why did Payne cut him off so quickly? So, you looked into the apartment. What happened then? Then I saw her lying there. A woman, not moving, dead. How would you know she's dead? Are you sure she was dead? Well, no, I guess I wasn't. But she wasn't moving at all, and there was blood everywhere. I guess that would look fatal to anyone. Very well, what happened next? I quailed in fright and found myself unable to go inside. But yet he still went inside to the phone. So you didn't touch anything in the apartment? Yes. I mean, no, nothing. Okay, what happened next? But he went in and he touched the phone, so... I thought to call the police immediately. I'm gonna press him on everything, because there's something that comes up here. You thought to call the police? Does that mean you didn't actually call them? Please, listen to the rest of the testimony. You thought to call the police. What happened next? However, the phone in her apartment wasn't working. See, this is one of the things. The phone in her apartment wasn't working. Yes, I mean, no, it wasn't, right. But you said you didn't go into the apartment, or did you? Oh, that, I can explain that. There was a cordless phone on a shelf in the entranceway. I reached inside and tried using that to call. And that phone wasn't working, correct? What happened next? Okay. I went to a nearby park and found a public phone. Wait a second. Why use a public phone? Well, you see, I don't have a cell phone. And being in the middle of the afternoon, there was no answer at the nearby apartments. Ah, right. What time did you call again? I remember the time exactly. It was 1 p.m. Okay. There's another thing. 1 p.m. Are you certain? Yes, absolutely. He seems really confident. 1 p.m.? Right. Doesn't that seem strange to you? Present some evidence to contradict them. Yeah. This evidence clearly reveals the contradiction in that statement, Your Honor. How exactly are that evidence and the statement just now related? They aren't, are they? No, so it's not the time. Please think the facts over before making accusations. Oh, wait a second. It might be... Hold on. 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. Her time of death. This is it. Here it is. You found the body at 1 p.m. You're sure? Yes, it was 1 p.m. for certain. Frankly, I find that hard to believe. Your statement directly contradicts the autopsy report. The autopsy notes the time of death at sometime after 4 p.m. There was no body to find at 1 p.m. How do you explain this 3-hour gap? This is trivial. The witness merely forgot the time. After his testimony, I find that hard to believe. Mr. Sawit, why were you so certain that you found the body at 1 p.m.? Gee, that's a really good question. Great job, Wright. Way to put him on the spot. That's all you have to do. Point out the contradictions. Lies always be getting more lies. See through one and their whole story falls apart. Wait, I remember now. Would you care to give your testimony again? Time of discovery. Yeah, he says something about the time here and something that he heard the time, but you point out the power outage, and then you find out about the clock. Okay. Alright, see, it's been a while since I played this, chat. Send another work in progress this time of the hurricane. Okay. I'll have to take a look here. But yeah, it has been a while. But I remember a little bit about this case, at least. You see, when I found the body, I heard the time. There was a voice saying the time. It was probably coming from the television. Oh, but it was 3 hours off, wasn't it? I guess the victim must have been watching a video of a taped program. That's why I thought it was 1 p.m. Terribly sorry about the misunderstanding. Well, guess what, buddy? You're still wrong. I see. You heard a voice saying the time on a taped program. Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness. Right. You know what to do. I've got this one. Okay. Time of discovery. You see, when I found the body, I heard the time. Okay. There was a voice saying it was probably coming from the television. So this would be the power outage, right? Boom. Hold it right there. The prosecution has said there was a blackout at the time of the discovery. And this record proves it. You couldn't have heard the television. Or a video. The defense has a point. Do you have an explanation for this, Mr. Sawit? No, I find it quite puzzling myself. Quite. Wait, I remember now. Mr. Sawit, The court would prefer to hear your accurate testimony from the very beginning. These constant corrections are harming your credibility. That and you seem rather distraught. My apologies, Your Honor. It must have been a shock of finding the body. Very well, Mr. Sawat. Let's hear your testimony once more, please. And this has to do with the statue. Actually, I didn't hear the time. I saw it. There was a table clock in the apartment, wasn't there? Yeah, the murder weapon. The killer used it to hit the victim. That must have been what I saw. So we have to examine that. You saw a clock. I guess that would explain it. The defense may cross-examine the witness. Gladly. I didn't hear the time. I like the change of the song as we go, too. Okay. There was a table clock in the apartment, wasn't there? The murder weapon. Okay. Wait, just a moment. The murder weapon wasn't a clock. It was this statue. Now, how is this supposed to be a clock? Well, you with your objections and your evidence. Just who do you think you are? Just answer the question, Mr. Sawat. Hey, I saw it there, okay? That's a clock. Your Honor, if I may. Yes, Mr. Payne? As the witness stated, this statue is indeed a clock. The neck is a switch. You just tilt it and it says the time out loud. As it doesn't look like a clock, I submitted it as a statue. My apologies. I see. So the murder weapon was a table clock after all. Well, Mr. Wright, it appears that the witness's testimony was correct. This is a clock. Do you have any problems with this testimony now? Yes, because he still said that he saw it. He would have had to have touched it. Your Honor, there's a gaping hole in the witness's testimony. The only way he could have known the weapon was a clock is to hold it in his hand. Yet the witness testified that he never entered the apartment. Clearly a contradiction. Indeed. The witness knew it was a clock because he went into the apartment. You're lying! You were inside the apartment on the day of the murder. Oh yeah? Prove it. Prove I went in there. I'll do better than that. I can prove you were the one who killed her. You struck her with the clock and the shock of the blow triggered the clock's voice. That was the sound you heard. Order in the court. Intriguing. Please continue, Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Sawat, the sound must have left quite an impression on you. Understandable, since the murder weapon spoke just as you hit your victim. That voice was burned into your mind. That's why you were so certain about the time. What's the meaning of this? This is all baseless conjecture. Baseless? Just look at the witness's face. Would the witness care to elaborate? Did you strike the victim with the clock? That day, I never. Look, the clock. I heard, no. I mean, I saw. Imagine somebody throwing their hair at you. Shut up, I hate you. It was him, I tell you. I saw him. He killed her and he should burn. Burn, give him death. But he has his hair back. Order in the court, I say. Your Honor, a moment, please. There isn't a shred of evidence supporting the defense's claims. Mr. Wright, Your Honor, you claim the sound the witness heard came from the clock. Do you have any evidence? The whole case is riding on this. I'd better think it through carefully. Your Honor, the sound Mr. Sawat heard was definitely this clock. A fact which is clear if you simply try sounding the clock. Let's sound the clock now, here in this court. Your Honor, may I have the clock? Because of power outage, yep. Oh, uh-oh. It's fucking hilarious. He just randomly threw his hair. Exactly. I'm just gonna pull my hair off and whip it at your face because I'm pissed off. You found me out. Guilty. I asked the court to listen very carefully. Beep. I think it's 8:25. That certainly is a strange way to announce the time. Well, he is the thinker, after all. So, we've heard the clock. What are your conclusions, Mr. Wright? Mr. Payne, can you tell me what time it is now? It's 11:25. Ah! As you can see, this clock is exactly 3 hours slow. Precisely the discrepancy between what Mr. Sawit heard and the actual time of death. Man, I can't speak right tonight. So, Mr. Sawit, try to talk your way out of this one. Ha! You forgot one thing! Uh-oh, what's he talking about now? Well, it may seem like the clock is running 3 hours slow. It proves nothing. How do you know it was running 3 hours slow on the day of the murder? If you can't prove that, you don't have a case. He's right. How am I going to prove that? Her passport. Damn it, I was so close. Mr. Wright? It seems you lack the critical evidence to support your claim. Yes, Your Honor. This means I cannot let you indict the witness. Unfortunately, this ends the cross-examination of Mr. Frank Solid. I come all the way down here to testify, and look what happens! You treat me like a criminal! A criminal! You lawyers are all slime! Ugh, I almost had him. Sorry, Larry. I failed you. There's nothing I can do about it now. Nope, Mia's gonna stop it. Not so fast, Mr. Solid. Mia, Chief, listen up, Wright. Don't throw this one away. Not like this. Think. But Chief, it's over. I can't prove the clock was slow the day of the murder. Nobody can prove that. Well, yes. But that doesn't mean you can't still win. Try thinking out of the box. Don't waste time doubting the facts. Assume the clock was 3 hours slow and think through it. Ask yourself, why was the clock 3 hours slow? Figure out the reason and you'll have the proof. Right? Can you think of a reason as to why the clock would be 3 hours slow? Yes. Wait! Maybe I could prove it. You must have evidence somewhere that can prove it, Wright. Find it and let them have it. Well, Mr. Wright, you say the clock was already running slow on the day of the murder. Have you found evidence to support this claim? Of course. There is a piece of evidence in the court record that can prove my claim without a doubt. Ha! Tough words! Let's see you pull this one off. Let's see this evidence that proves why the clock was running slow. Okay. The victim had just returned home from abroad the day before the murder. As we all know, the time difference between here and Paris is 9 hours. When it's 4 p.m. here, it's 1 a.m. the next day over there. The clock wasn't 3 hours slow, it was 9 hours fast. The victim hadn't reset her clock since returning home. That's why the time you heard when you struck her dead in her apartment was wrong. Proof enough for you, Mr. Solid? Or should I say, Mr. Did It? All the puns in this game are hilarious. He foams at the mouth and just dies. The puns in this game are so bad, I love it. Order, I say. All this proof, throwing off his hair and everything, they still think it's innocent. Yes, that is what they mean, innocent until proven guilty. Exactly. Passport? Yeah, it's the time. It's the time because she just returned from overseas the day of the murder, so. Oh God, he's foaming. He went rabid. Well, this case has certainly turned out differently than we all expected. Mr. Payne, your witness. He was arrested and has been taken away, Your Honor. He done. Very well. Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. I have to say, I'm impressed. I don't think I've ever seen someone complete a defense so quickly. And find the true culprit at the same time. Thank you, Your Honor. At this point, this is only a formality, but this court finds the defendant, Mr. Larry Butts, not guilty. Confetti in the courtroom! Yay! And with that, this court is adjourned. Love it. Turns out that Frank Sawit was a common burglar. He posed as a newspaper salesman to check and see when people were out of the house. That day, when Larry went to her apartment, the victim wasn't home. After he left, Mr. Sawit left himself in to do his dirty work. While he was searching her place, the victim returned. Flustered, Mr. Sawit grabbed the nearest blunt object he could find. August 3rd, 2:32 p.m. District Court. Defendant Lobby Number 2. Phew. I still can't believe we won. Right. Good job in there. Congratulations. Thanks, Chief. I owe it all to you. Not at all, not at all. You fought your own battles in there. It's been a while since I've seen a trial end on such a satisfying note. I've never seen the Chief looking this happy. If she's this glad, imagine how Larry must feel. My life is over! Larry, you're supposed to be happy. What's wrong now? Oh, Nick! Don't worry about me. I'll be dead and gone soon. Good. Wait, no, I mean, bad! Bad, bad, bad! Larry, you're innocent. The case is closed. But my Cindy Wendy's gone, man. Gone forever. Larry, she was a... never mind. Congratulations, Harry. Harry? Yes, you. I can practically see the headlines now. Harry Butt's innocent. Harry Butts. Thanks. I really owe you one. I won't forget this, ever. Let's celebrate. Dinner, movie, my treat. Oh no, I couldn't. Hey, I was the one who got you off the hook. Oh, hey. Here, take this. It's a present. A present? For me? Wait, wasn't this the evidence that... Actually, I made this clock for her. I made one for her and one for me. Really? You made this? Well, thank you. I'll keep it as a memento. Yo, Nick. Can you believe it? I was so into that chick. And she was just playing me for a fool. Don't that make you would want to just cry? Larry. Are you so sure? Excuse me? I think she thought quite a lot of you in her own way. Nah, you don't gotta sympathize with me. It's okay. Oh, I'm not just sympathizing, really. Isn't that right, Wright? Don't you have something to show your friend? Something that proves how she felt about him? Huh? Oh yeah, right. What the heck is she talking about? I guess the clock. That's the only thing I could think of. Take that! Check this out, Larry. Proof positive you weren't just some chump to her. Huh? What about that clock? This is the clock you made for her, Larry. And she took it with her when she traveled. Whatever, she probably just needed a clock, that's all. You think so? It's a pretty heavy clock to take traveling. Well, make of it what you will. Hey, Nick. I'm glad I asked you to be my lawyer. Really, I am. Thanks. Hope that made him feel a little better. It's funny because it's going to come into play again. Right? I hope you see the importance of evidence now. Also, hopefully you realize things change depending on how you look at them. People too. We never really know if our clients are guilty or innocent. All we could do is believe in them. And in order to believe in them, you have to believe in yourself. Right? Listen, learn, grow strong. Never let go of what you believe in. Never. Well, I think our work here is done. Shall we be off? Yeah, I guess so. Say, how about dinner? On me. We'll drink a toast to innocent butts. Innocent butts? Yeah. Oh, speaking of Harry, you were saying part of why you became a lawyer was because of him. Yeah, part at least. You'll have to tell me more about it sometime. Maybe over drinks? Oh, Chief. And so my first trial came to a close. Larry slapped me on the back and said, "Gee, Nick, it's good to have friends." But I'm pretty sure he's not going to pay us, unless you count the clock he gave Mia. I didn't know it then. That clock was soon going to be at the center of another incident, and my promise to tell the chief about me and Larry would be one promise that I wouldn't be able to keep. That was the end of the first case. And that's probably where we'll leave off for tonight, because we are almost on the 2-hour mark, and I said 2-hour hard stop for tonight. Saving content. Save your progress up to this point. Okay. So let me save here so we can pick up where we leave off here next time. And how do I stop this? There we go. Close. All right. So yeah, it's a visual novel. A fun one because of the fact that you get the interactivity in the courtroom and the characters are so colorful and vibrant in it. I remember playing, when I first played this years ago, I emulated it. And it's funny because in Japan, if I'm thinking right, it came out as a Game Boy Advance game first. And then when it came over to the States, it started out in the DS, I believe. And then I think since then it was DS and then 3DS and stuff like that as they continued the franchise. But it's intriguing because, again, colorful characters and stuff. And since then, it's actually spawned, there's an anime, as well as there is a live action movie for the first game. I don't know how far it goes into, but it was pretty popular. But both the anime, the live action are extremely cheesy. The game is too, as you guys can tell, but they're so fun, just stupid fun. You know what I mean? Good Harry Butts incident. Innocent. Oh God. That case was easy because they get more and more difficult as they go. I think I was 3 or 4 cases in when I played it originally, and that's as far as I got. So I promised Musey and Lucky that I'd stream it since they gave it to me, and I will definitely complete it here. We'll play the whole trilogy and continue on, but that was fun. Fun night with a little bit of drawing and hanging out with you guys, and definitely a good night of playing a little bit of that too and getting started on that game. But like I said, tomorrow will probably be Arknights. We'll do the Polyvision event. Tuesday, depending, maybe the picking up on the Degenbreaker event. And we'll try to do, I need to finish the boss fight on that one, and then the EX stages. So we'll see about maybe doing that on Tuesday if we can. Depending. We'll see. If not Tuesday, Wednesday, because on Tuesday my vocal boost shows up. I'm going to be doing some stuff with that. So if I'm running behind on that kind of stuff, then there's a possibility that I might not go live on Tuesday. I might save Degenbreaker for Wednesday. But we'll see. And I will try to get my Discord finished for tomorrow so that I can release it for everybody. But there's a few things, like I said, I've got to get the rules posted. I typed them up, started typing them up, but I need to go over them. And permissions are done on it, as far as I can tell. It's just a few last little check things that I didn't get to do tonight. And, you know, but otherwise, they're pretty good. Everything should be ready to go. Can't think of anything else that I really wanted to bring up. Potato. Random question. How much money have you spent on Arknights merch, considering you have a lot behind you? I don't know that answer. Nor do I really want to say. Too much. That whole shelf is covered. And 2/3 of the shelf above it is covered. I have a couple plushies and miscellaneous things on a bookshelf over there that you can't see. A wall scroll hanging up there because I have 2. There is a wall scroll hanging over there. There's stuff here that I haven't put out yet. There's a lot. A lot. It is a lot of money. And I have a few things upstairs too. In my bedroom. Yeah. I have a lot of things. And I've spent a lot of money. More than I probably should admit, ever. Period. Period. That's why I said, it sucks. it sucks that they have not reopened the US orders, because I'm going to have to do something and get with like a proxy service in some way, shape, or form to try and get some of the things like the, what's it called? The Volume 2 art book and the other books when they start going pre-ordered and stuff like that. So like way more than 1,000? Oh, definitely. I guarantee you I've gone past that. Probably more like 2 or more. Because you figure each one of those Nendoroids is how much, and yeah, there's other stuff. That Chen was, I think I got her on sale. Normal price for the big Chen statue that's like right here. Yeah, I'm like right there. I'm poking her boob. That Chen, I think normally is like a $200, statue. When she came out, I think I got her on sale for 130, 120, something like that. The plushies are pricey. There's a bunch of stuff. But yeah, I've spent too much. I could probably go back through Yostar and look at my orders just there alone. The only thing that is on this shelf that I didn't buy Arknights related is behind here. I'm actually pointing at her. That is the Frost Nova Nendoroid, and my wife bought that one for me for my birthday last year. So I didn't spend any money on that one. She did. So problem is, if you try to use a proxy service and etc., you better hope USPS doesn't hold your package hostage. That's true. I think the good thing about those is that they'll at least have you provide your phone number and stuff under the circumstances, so you have contact just in case. But I think I would want to go with one of the more reputable proxy services to buy stuff through. Because there are a couple like professional services that get advertised. And I mean, sure, I'm going to have to pay a little bit of a fee for certain things, but if they're reputable, they've got good reviews, and they have like a money back guarantee type policy, then I'd be more than happy to go, through them. But whatever I can do if I have to in order to get the stuff that I want, because I missed out before on the original Volume 1 art book, which I have a copy of it up here, but it was like the OG Japanese copy, so the code for the Amiya skin that came with it only works on the Japanese server, and actually I think it's probably expired by now, so I can't use it. But I'm not making an account on the JP server anyways, so yeah, I forget what else, but yeah, I mean, I've got a lot in Arknights merch, to say the least. Even clothing. I have random clothing and stuff that I've bought off AliExpress that isn't official merch, but Take through the If I find a good one that's cheap, let me know too. Absolutely, I'll share the love. Ain't no way I'm gonna keep that to myself if I find a good one, Wait a second, so the code only worked on the JP server, but how would you get it on the English server? So the official Yostar store, the global store, when they sold the book, they sold copies of the book that came with a code that worked on the global server only. So English and whatever that encompasses. But the book was in Japanese. It's not like completely translated and whatnot. But there are versions of the book that were sold in Japan exclusively. And I don't know if they were sold like in stores, like bookstores or whatever, but they came with the code card as well, but it was only for the Japanese server. So the copy I bought off eBay, and it came with the Japanese thing. Because again, I missed out on it originally. I missed out on it. And then there's that manga collection that was released before. I can't remember the name of it, but there was the Arknights manga collection that they had like 4 or 5 volumes boxed together that was translated into English, and I completely missed out on those too. I've been watching and hoping that I could get copies off of like eBay or, even like Mercari or one of those other weird sites. I haven't found any. It sucks. I've only found Japanese or Chinese copies, and it's one of those things where I'm hunting for these desperately. And again, even actually, I think if I go on the Yostar store site, let me see. I believe they even had it listed as to what date the global card. Why is this bringing up pop-ups? I think they had it listed what date the global card expired. So something weird is going on with my keyboard. I don't know why it's doing what it's doing, but I don't know. I can't get it to come up. But no, you know what? I could look on my phone. I wish I bought some of them. I like the manga. I forgot to buy it. The only manga that I've gotten so far is when they did these, the Rhodes Kitchen. So I did get those. When they went up for pre-order immediately, I snagged those real quick. So I just hope the U.S. orders don't open soon, because we don't have enough money to actually afford the book anymore to get me for me to get the lava skin. Ah, man. To a point, I do hope they open soon, because I don't want to miss out on stuff, but for your sake, I don't want them to open too soon if that's the case. I am guilty, though, of when I get stuff, I will, like on the Yostar store, I will use PayPal, and they have where you could do the pay in 4. So I will do the pay in 4 and split my payment up so I don't have to pay everything at once. So that helps, but yeah. There it is. The art book volume 1. Yeah, the Amiya special outfit supply card is valid until April 30th, 2025 at midnight. So the Amiya skin code that came with the global version of the book ended on April 30th. So in some cases, I hope that they will still release the skin in the future. And if they do, you know, it'll be another way that we can get it, because, you know, hey, I have the book already. If I can get the skin, then I'm cool. I don't need to get anything else. But it still sucks, because I actually, too, I got the original version of the book and not the, what's it called? The, oh, man. I forget what they call it. There's like remix or re-something was like the second version of it, because fans had pointed out that the original volume 1 was missing stuff. So people that bought it through Yostar, they reprinted it, made this second version, and sent it to everybody for free, which was kind of cool. So that was neat. But paying 4 is worse for us. It just makes us go more broke. See, when I use it, I do make sure that I at least have the money to cover it, just in case. But I only do that for the sake of the fact that I have the money. I could pay for it all up front if I wanted to, but just in case something happens financially, I split it up, and then I just kind of set that money aside, the rest of the money, and then I'm good. You know, I have it, but I'm good. I don't have to pay it all up front, but I get paid, like my wife gets paid every week, and I get paid every 2 weeks, so I'm able to kind of catch up, which is nice. Should something happen and I need that other money in the meantime, I'm not breaking the bank or anything. It's there, but we're in good shape. I don't have it in here, but I have the board game as well. The board game that was on the Yostar store. I think it's sold out now. Finally. It's been forever, but it's finally sold out. I don't know how to play it, but I do have it. There's like, it tells you what game to use. Like, you have to find a base rule set for this other game to play it. And that's that. But yeah, I haven't bothered sitting down to try it yet, so. I only bought from Yostar once for the plushies, yeah. But I want to grab the Lap Text manga. Don't ever want to lose it. Oh, I don't blame you. As soon as that comes out, I want to grab it too. That was announced there with, what was it, the Exusier Altar event.
that they're printing it. They're making the official paperback copies of that and the Angelina manga as well. So I want to be able to grab those when those come out. Those, and they announced the Phantom one was being created. So we'll have those manga to look forward to if they ever open up the US orders again. You know what? Actually, that is one manga though. The Lapland the Lapland manga, I would buy the Japanese version of it. I actually have a few Japanese manga over there, but yeah. I forget what I have. I have a Japanese Sailor Moon. I have a Japanese Naruto. I have a couple that I have no idea what they are, but I have a couple like OG, I think an Inuyasha as well. I think I have a Japanese Inuyasha because there's a bookstore that I visit when I go to the beach each year that gets some cool ones in, which is neat. It just gets some odd, different books and things in, so it's fun to look each year. But I don't have a job, so like I just rely on my mother or brother to actually have the money for stuff. I wasted already 350 plus in merch though. I own the box for this year and for the last year. Oh, okay. I have the boxes too. I did get those. These two I made sure to get because I love the art books. And the first time I got, I think it was when I did the Halloween Lucky boxes. Something like that. When they did one of the Lucky boxes, I got, yeah, they sent me the volume 1 and 2 for the 3rd anniversary art books. So I have those, and then now I have the 4th and 5th anniversary stuff, the boxes. Also have the what's it called? The music art book. So I got stuff like that, random stuff like that. Plus I have a couple duplicates of things in what's it called? I have a duplicate of the shoe box because I have the one sitting up here that I bought, the shoe collector's box that has like the glass teacup and stuff with it. And then I got the one sitting out there from when I won the video creation event back then. I was in the top 30 for that one. Then the We Should L, the chapter 14 event, I have the little plushy, what's it called that they gave it out? The little Originium Slug plush keychain. I have that out there from that video creation event. And then this one here, I'm still waiting on the prize for it, which was either a Texas or Lapland plushie, and I got another Lapland, so now I have 2 of those. Also bought the bundle for Chungus, yeah, and some other stuff. Only buy for the pre-order goods. They often do some cool stuff as far as the pre-order stuff. Oh, and like too, when I got the camping set so that I could get the Exusier, Croissant, and the furniture set, the KFC knockoff stuff. Since, you know, why can't we partner with these places, you know, over here, whatever. But the plushies were the only time I got anything from them. How much was your Arknights manga, if you have any? I have the 2. I have the 2 manga there. They're just the Rhodes Kitchen, volume 1 and 2. And I think, let me see. They're pretty good stories. I actually sat and read them when I got them. But let me see what they were. I want to say it was $20, but of course with shipping, it came to a little bit more. But yeah, they're $20 before shipping. So for both volumes together. So it wasn't too bad considering most of the time you go into like a bookstore here, the manga is like $12.95, $14.95, stuff like that per volume. So you both were asking me questions and confusing each other. I see that. There's a bookstore in New York City that has a lot of Arknights books. In Japan and China, though, and some English ones. Hey, you know what? Whatever is what it is. If I could get to New York City, that would be great. But I'm stuck in bumfuck Pennsylvania. That might be somewhere to go, though, someday. Take a trip to New York. I mean, the last time I was in New York, I didn't go to New York City. I was on the other side of the state. I was in Buffalo, but that was my oldest had a hockey tournament. We drove up to Buffalo. That was actually one hell of an experience. And I think I still have the video. I never released it, but we sat in the hotel room and we ordered buffalo wings from the Anchor Bar, which is the original place that invented the buffalo chicken wing as a bar snack. You know, it's actually kind of cool. We did kind of a review, and that was the birth of my oldest now loving spicy food. He didn't before that. Hot wings turned him on to spicy food. Funny thing. Sent one more work in progress. Oh, okay. Let me look. So 20 for both. Yeah, it was both volumes for $20. So you get both of these books. So they're pretty good. They're pretty good. Both of them have different stories in it, and a lot of it centers around Amiya, but it's a bunch of different characters, different foods and stuff. They've even got recipes in them, actual recipes to cook with. So if you ever wanted to try them, it's pretty cool. So fun. Lots of good stuff. Oh, there's a section in here with thorns. I forgot about that. So you can get thorny. Anyways. There's no Lapland or Texas in this, which is meh, you know. But wanted to go to Los Angeles, but like, shit, we have no money to buy anything by the time we get to the pop-up shop there. I know, dude, the pop-up shops, why do they only put them in places like that? Like, I get it. That's the hot spots. That's the big places where they do all these concerts and events and stuff when they travel to the US. But, like, it kind of sucks because on occasion, sometimes we'll see stuff ballpark when, like, big events and big concerts come around here. The closest I'll get is maybe Philadelphia, PA, which is like 4.5 hours away from me, or Washington, D.C., which is oddly enough only 3 hours away from me. So like 3.5. So I could make a drive to a place like D.C. maybe, but it's still, I don't want to go that far. Like, I'm closer to somewhere like Pittsburgh, where I've gone to see like the Final Fantasy Orchestra play, and I took my wife to see a Pokemon orchestra once. They have the infrastructure to have these big concerts and big places and stuff, but it often gets overlooked. It's kind of annoying. So, like, I don't know. I just feel like I'm sitting in a weird location where stuff never happens, or I can't get to places to see these things. And like, to go to LA or any of the ones in California, I'd have to go all the way across the country. To go to Florida, which is another one, would be insane. I'd have to go south, a long place, which to an extent I have no problem traveling. But the only way I'm going to be going to places like those is if I go for an event or something, or if someday I get to a point where like I get invited to go to a convention or something, I'd be more than happy to travel and to go to places like that. But, you know, one of my big things is I never had an interest in going to China before, but because of the, the ambient synesthesia concerts, I want to go. I want to go see one of those in person, live. And I will do whatever it takes. But I also promised my wife I'd take her to Japan on a honeymoon someday. We never had a honeymoon. So eventually we'll do stuff like that. I'd like to go to Japan. We want to explore a lot of stuff. I'd love to see a live New Japan Pro Wrestling event and go see like the giant Gundams and stuff like that. That's the thing. But I want to go to China to see ambient synesthesia someday. I will make it someday, but who knows? I just hope they still do it. As popular as it is, it should for a couple years, but... So the manga would be 10 alone, roughly 10 each volume, technically. Just to know what to expect for Lappy manga. Yeah, it's probably, I would imagine, just thinking, you know, off the top of my head, 10 or 15 just for the manga itself. And then, you know, obviously your shipping cost after that. Realistically, it would take us 2 days to get there if I had a driving license. I don't want to get one. My vision is fucked. That makes sense. Driving's not, it's not that wonderful. Trust me. Sometimes I hate driving. The Soragumi store. Oh, man. Stuff never seems to happen in Louisiana. That's weird. That is so weird. Why are all of us in places where stuff never happens? It sucks. I'm sorry. You're making me cope when you talk about Japan because I cannot go there. Hey, I don't have the money to go there. The way I look at it, the cost of the tickets, and then on top of it, what I would need money-wise, because there's no way that I couldn't go there without shopping. And then to top it off, of course, the amount of stuff I'm going to want to buy, I'm not going to be able to bring back in my luggage, so I'm going to have to pay to ship it home. It's going to be insane. I'm going to need so much money to go to Japan. I'm probably going to have to save up in around 20 grand, easy, to pay for our flights, hotel, everything. Souvenirs, food, all that stuff over there. Travel, money for attractions and all that stuff. That's like way too out there right now. Someday it'll happen. But I got debt to pay off of my own first. Debt to pay off, and I've got to stop buying every freaking thing that I see. Because I'm an idiot, and I do that, and I overspend, and whatever. You know. But it makes me happy. So. But I'm sorry that you cannot go there. That stinks. I'll send you pictures. Oh, man. Oh, shit. I don't know if there's anything else I want to talk about right now, chat. I need to get to bed for work. I don't need another incident like Thursday where I didn't sleep and I went to work and I was dead the entire day to the world. Cannot go there because of the jaw issue. It would explode, the jaw collapsing via flight, so yeah. Let's just hope they invent instant teleportation in some way, shape, or form. Or something that would not make your jaw explode in any way, shape, or form. Because that would be good, and I know that's wishful thinking, but, you know, I would hope that something could happen in some way someday to help you to be able to see a place like Japan. But fingers crossed. But if I do ever get to go, I will for sure, I will be posting all the pictures and stuff over social media. And if because of course I want to be respectful of laws and things like that, I'm not going to be like these content creators that go to a place like that and are extremely disrespectful. They don't, you know, follow the rules. They go and stream and do stuff that is horrible. But I'm not going to do that. But if there's a possibility that I could go live in some places and be able to show you guys stuff while I'm there, would be awesome. But again, I want to be respectful and follow rules, follow laws, all that kind of stuff, and not do anything that would be inappropriate or disrespectful to the culture and to the people. So, is what it is. Never be able to go to a concert like that, so yeah, Sadie. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Send me pictures one day if you ever go. I will. That is what a cruise ship is for, but that shit is slow. Oh god, yeah, cruise ships are awful. I would not want to go on there. I don't think I'd want to do a cruise ship. Like, I'll be honest, what's funny is the anime convention that my wife and I usually go to. We're not going to get to go this year, partially because of the fact that money is one thing, but it's also the fact that my wife kind of doesn't want to go because of the fact that she's a little pissed at them for blowing me off, in a sense of, I tried to reach out to see what it would take to be involved as a content creator, because they have had content creators there who also gave me advice to say, hey, come, go talk to the people that are like in charge, tell them that you're a creator and that you talk to us and stuff like that, and see what they say if they would offer you the ability to, have a table or something set up to where you can kind of market your brand, interact with people, offer to help out the convention with content and stuff and social media things, and maybe run some panels and stuff like that. I thought, oh, that would be cool. I don't have to be an official guest or anything like that. I wanted to take these people's advice and use it as a way to try and get myself out there. So I reached out to the convention. And first of all, they have like 20 different email addresses for all these different departments, and it made zero sense to me, who to contact. And I reached out to one, didn't hear anything back. Reached out to another, took a while, but eventually I got a response. The guy reached out to me and basically told me that they don't have any content creator specific routes or whatever, and for guests and stuff like that. I was like, oh, okay. Well, you know what? Hey, if you do, keep me in mind. But I was like, this person was the one who told me, contact you guys and talk about this and, see if we could maybe work something out and I could be involved and help you guys. Because too, it's been something we've been going there for over a decade, each year in July. And they ran into some issues with COVID. And I tried to help when I was streaming on Twitch to make some things aware, because they had a charity kind of thing where they were trying to drive up some money and stuff to essentially to keep the convention alive. It almost disappeared. It almost went away. And I loved doing what I could to help them, to help make awareness, spread awareness to keep them going, because they're very respectful to Japanese culture and stuff. And it's always a fun experience. And they're like an all ages type of convention too, family oriented and things like that. So whatever. But I tried to get involved, and then the guy went and said, they don't have a specific route for content creators and this and that, or track is what they called it. But, we appreciate it. We'll pass your feedback on. Only for them then to announce throughout this year, throughout announcing their guests, content creator after YouTuber or VTuber and VTuber and VTuber, all these different VTubers and stuff like that. And now a couple content creators. So I sent another email and I sent it to the board of directors and I said, hey, I'm not upset, but under the circumstances, this is the response that I got told. I think you guys are giving out some misinformation and you got some lines crossed here. So I got a response from them then. And I just said, hey, if anybody else reaches out in the future, is there any way we could have this kind of stuff corrected? They got back to me and they were like, well, we still don't have a specific thing. And content creator is such a broad term. I'm like, really? No, it isn't. A content creator is somebody who creates content online, who has an online presence, right? It's not that broad of a term. I'm a content creator. I create content on YouTube, on social media, on different platforms. I do things online. That is my thing. Just because you've got specific people like VTubers who do the virtual side of things, the virtual avatar, they don't show themselves on camera the way I do, doesn't mean that they're any different of a content creator. They're still a content creator. They just have a separate label. So why are we playing semantics on specific things? Needless to say, I got all this stuff that, like, hey, how about, can I get some more information from you and this and that? And, we'll see if we can get you along to the right people to maybe get some more information. And are you looking to cover the convention and this and that? I'm like, no, I sent you the email that I sent that the other guy responded to, where I just said, I'm looking to help out in some way, shape, or form. I'm looking to market my brand the way you've let these other creators and stuff do in the past. But also I'm looking to be able to help you. If you guys want somebody to help you run a panel on something, maybe related to the content creation space, maybe related to local things, because I'm not far from you guys, maybe related to local history and the connections to different things. Because, like, for example, my hometown, one of the creators from Spider-Man came from here. And for crying out loud, Spider-Man is hugely popular in Japan. That's something. You guys want something cool? I could talk about that all freaking day. Whatever. You know, random stuff like that. I'll sit. You've had these other creators hang out in your dealer hall with tables. These VTubers who've sat and signed autographs. I've got one right here. This is one of the ones I met. How adorable is her name? I met her there. She had a booth. She's got a picture. Her and one of her friends were holding my Texas and Lapland plushies. They've got a picture together. She took a picture with me. She does a Chen cosplay, but she also does some NSFW stuff, but I'm not getting into that. But she was a really cool person. Really nice to meet. I talked to these people. I got advice. You're telling me that you don't have these content creator tracks, but yet you're inviting all these people. And then after you're telling me that on your social media, it's VTuber, 2 content creators. Okay, so tell me the truth, because I'm willing to bet that I know what it is. It's that I'm small. It's that I don't have the numbers. I don't have such a huge presence yet. But what I'm trying to do is grow my presence, to grow my brand, to also be part of your community, to show that I am already part of the community, but also offer myself to help. I don't need paid. I don't need all this special stuff. I don't need you to make an announcement on social media. Just offer me the same opportunity that you're offering all these other people, because some of them are small too. But I think that's all it is I don't have the numbers. To me, it is what it is, whatever. But my wife is pretty pissed at them for that and how they treated me, so she doesn't want to go this year. She wants to wait a year and let it blow off. Okay, no big deal. I'm still trying to do stuff like that. I'm still trying to reach out to some other, places. I had one response for one convention that they were possibly going to work with me on doing some like social media promotion for them, but I never heard back from them after I sent them my media kit. So, but I'm in contact with some others, and, maybe someday I'll get to start doing like a convention track and do some traveling and stuff like that. But the reason I brought that up was you said about the cruise ship, and I said I would never want to go on a cruise ship and whatnot. And that convention decided to start a program now where they're doing a cruise each year too. They're starting this like springtime cruise, and it's so random because it's like it makes no sense. It's just weird because they're doing a cruise ship convention. And it just sounds so awkward. I could not imagine going on a ship for a couple of days, a weekend, whatever the case is, and trying to cosplay and go hang out or run a booth, run panels, whatever. I'd be sick the entire time. Here, you want an autograph? Here, have fun. That's the reason. I'm sorry, I got off on a complete wrong rant and subject and whatnot, but it was because you brought up the cruise ship that I wanted to say, yeah, they're having a cruise, and I can't imagine doing that. That's so weird. I feel like I would do much better flying than I ever would on a cruise ship, but from what I've known, most conventions wouldn't let you get a booth unless you're popular, like 10K plus stuff, or unless you know somebody. See, that's the one thing, and that's what's strange, is because the people that I met, Houndorable and all these others, they don't have that kind of number, They're not huge. They're decent. They have decent numbers, but they're not massive. There's a couple of them that were there last year. There's even a couple this year who barely even have 1,000 followers on not just social platforms, but on Twitch, on YouTube, on wherever they have presence. It's so weird. I get it. Right now, I'm only over 400. And again, if I don't have the numbers, just tell me the truth. Tell me that rather than skirt around it and tell me that, you know, oh, you don't have a track for this, but your social media proves otherwise that you do. You know, tell me that I'm too small, that if I had bigger numbers, that maybe you'd be interested. You know, that's all. That's all. Just be honest with me. That's all I want. Give me the same respect. Oh, whatever. I'm not losing sleep over it because it's just another day and more motivation for me to work hard. And then if someday I do get invited, then, you know, I have the choice of being a petty asshole and being like, nah, sorry, you didn't want me when I was small, but, you know, or I say yeah, and I prove to them what they missed out on, you know. Not that I'm the greatest guy, not that I'm the coolest person in the world, not that I'm somebody that everybody wants around, you know, but it's just a case of I just want to have fun, I want to help, and I want to be, you know, but whatever. A cruise ship convention sounds like a horrible place for seasickness and cosplayers. Absolutely. I guarantee you everybody's going to be puking. And then too, the worst part would be like, how far out to sea? I didn't find out too many details and stuff on it. You know, it would be like, imagine if they're too far out to sea, they don't have a way to attend to these people medically and whatnot. Yeah, it just sounds like it's a cluster, a mess that I wouldn't want to be involved in for sure. Maybe someday I'll change my tune, but that just sounds awful. It'd be better if they just straight up told you you're too little of an interest or following count to get a special guest pass. Contact us one day. Exactly. That's all. Just tell me that. Just be honest, you know? Be honest and tell me that I have too small of a following. That's okay. That's okay. That's all I ask. Just be honest. I feel better having not heard back from other places, just specifically ignoring me, than to have been told and talked to the way I was. Just tell me that I'm too small. It's fine. I won't take offense to it. It's just motivation for me to work harder, to grow. But, you know, the other thing is, I look at it this way. If somebody who, like, for example, one of the things that, you know, I need to get off, but for one of the things that is funny that I find hilarious is, you know, they have the scene of influencer boxing and combat sports and stuff like that. If a guy, and I've seen it happen, including on one of the big brands, Misfits Boxing, if a guy can go and fight on a thing like that, can get enough attention to be invited to fight on a big, highly watched show like that, on, you know, 100 or 200 subscribers, there was one guy that did it. If somebody can get enough attention that they can get pulled into a show like that, then a guy that's small like me with more of a following than what that person had at that time can get himself out there to be to rep his brand, to grow his brand, to be involved with stuff. So, you know, if other people can do it, I can too, is the way I look at it. That's the point I'm trying to get at. But, you know, and I use that example because it's something I want to do someday too, is I want to fight. I don't care. I want to. I will give it my all, but I got to lose weight before I can do that. So, yeah, it would be better. Absolutely. Also, a lot of cruise ships has big bars and a room for club activities. So I bet a cruise ship convention for anime would end up weird nearing midnight. That's a good point. That is a very good point. I ain't into that kind of scene. Like, listen, I'm not into the club activities, and I am not into that kind of scene late after midnight with people. Like, no, I'm good. Keep me away from that. I don't mind a bar. I don't mind to have a drink once in a while, but personally, I don't go to bars. I stay away from them. If I have a drink, I drink it in the comfort of my own home. I'm not going out to a bar. I'm not going out to a club. I'm not enjoying anything like that. I'd rather sit here and sip a glass of something or a bottle of beer or whatever while I'm playing a video game or while I'm hanging out with my wife. No way, shape, or form would I end up in anything like that. I laugh. There's I forget what it was. I told my wife because last year she created her fursuit persona for Has-Been Hotel. She created this fursona character, this demon fursona that she liked, and she created a full fursuit. And I said, if you get invited to one of those parties, I am noping you the fuck out of here. We are leaving. You are not getting invited to one of those kind of parties. No way. Me neither. My mom and dad told me that if I was a dancer, I'd be blasted in the heck. Oh, man. So you don't want to be a dancer. That's a good thing. You're better than that. You've got artistic talent. You don't need to be a dancer. Fun fact, I did know somebody who was a dancer once. First year of college. Weird that I remember that. I don't know her name. I just know that she was in the anime club. And the only reason I know that she was a dancer is because she told me for some reason, and told me that she danced on weekends to save extra money because she was on food stamps and she didn't want her boyfriend to know. I don't remember her name, and the only reason I knew this is she was telling me that while the club, we were out as a club kind of doing like grocery shopping for a bake sale to raise money for a thing. It was so strange. We did a convention fundraiser bake sale. That was weird, but besides, I'd be uncomfortable with that anyways. Like, no touchy. Oh my God, exactly. Exactly. I'd be a stripper though. I'd be a pretty ugly stripper. Ain't no woman want to see this. Ain't no woman giving me $1 for my, pulling out my floppy boobies. My man boobies, they ain't gonna want to see this. I ain't dressing in no leather chaps. Hell nah. I would make an ugly, horrible stripper. Y'all wanna see Magic Mike? How about Vomit? That would be my stripper name, Vomit, because everybody would see me would instantly puke. Just saying. At least right now, because I'm 240 pounds. So, you know, they don't want to see that. Ah, man, chat. We got off on a weird conversation now, didn't we? Oh, man. Like, yes, Oh, man. Sorry about that, chat. So for the past 3 hours before I lose my Adobe access, I canceled my subscription now to pirate months later. I've been translating manga. Fucking hell, I've been redrawing pixel by pixel. I think I should just use a better solution. Well, damn. That sounds painful. Anything cool that you're translating? I'm just curious. Did I ever read it? Closest I got is an AI chat RP with Katrina, essentially losing a bet with Emily, thus had to be a dancer for the night. Remember you telling me about the start of that? Let's say Maria got interested in Kat and Maria ended up going to Maria's dorm room. Oh boy. That sounds fun. I can send you like 2 pages. Okay. That's cool. Ooh, because it's an H manga. Bruh. Yes. Whew. All right, cool. I gotta look at that when the wife's not around. Maybe. Ooh, you're letting me in on some secrets here, buddy. I like. But you know, that gives me an idea. AI chat. I don't think I've ever had an AI chat with Tequila. Oh, yes, I did. I had an AI chat with Tequila once. Oh, my God. And he wouldn't stop chasing me for some reason. I forget what the point of it was. What was the point of it? What was the point? I don't remember what the story was. I just remember him chasing me and he was pissed off at me for something. And then it turned into romantic attraction. It was funny. It was really funny because he went from like 0 to 60 anger chasing my character because I wouldn't listen to him, and he kept saying that I was acting like a pissed off child. And then he went 60 to 0 and completely turned his tune and was like really thirsty for some reason for my OC. So yeah. Anyways, that was the only time I've done an RP with tequila. Of course, then again, last time I tried with any of the male operators from Arknights, I had an AIRP with Ebenholtz, and Ebenholtz, that dude, he was down bad in that chat. I was like, no, stay away from me. I'm trying to hook up with one of the women. And he's like, no, you're mine. I'm like, bruh, back the fuck off. I'm not going into specifics on that because that one was weird. I had to like nope out of that chat pretty quickly. Texas, I don't want you falling on me. Thank you. All right, so I've got to go though, chat. It is 2:21. I am gonna have like 4.5 hours to sleep here, so I've got to get some sleep before work. But I appreciate you guys for hanging out there. Oh my god, that's right. Ansel and I did it on the rooftop of Rhodes Island. Ha! That's a good point, Gothic. I forgot I told you about that one. My what's his face? My rabbit dude, OC. What the hell was it? Caudus. Yeah, I couldn't remember the species. But my Caudus OC and Ansel got really horny. That was tame though, in comparison of what's his face? Ebenholtz. But all right, chat. I do have to go. So I appreciate you all for hanging out here tonight and for what little we did, but it is what it is. As I said, hopefully we'll be back tomorrow night for the Polyvision event to grind a little bit of that and see what we can do, because I haven't played it at all yet, period. So I may check it out on my original account while I'm at work tomorrow, and then we'll take it from there, see what we can do here on stream tomorrow. And then Tuesday's kind of up in the air. If we do come back Tuesday, it'll be Dagonbreaker. If not, that's Wednesday. And we'll go from there. But thank you all for hanging out here tonight. And if those of you if somebody is watching this on the VOD and you make it all the way here, you guys are awesome as well. Appreciate you all. Take care. We will see you tomorrow night.